Okay, right. So, question 41. Let's look at this. A company uses ABC to calculate the unit cost of its products. Let's see what we have here. We are told that you have production setup costs of 84,000, and then we're also told that you make 40,000 units of A, and you make 40,000 units of B. And then I'll just change my pen color. Then we're told that you each run of A, right? For each run of A, every time you make A, you do them 2,000 at once. So that means to get the total output here, you must have had 40,000 divided by 2,000, which is 20. You must have had 20 runs or 20 setups. Each time you make B, you make 5,000 at a go. So that means that to get to this 40,000, you must have had 40,000 divided by 5,000. You must have had 8 setups. Yes, so that looks correct. Yes, 40,000. So that means that you had a total of 28 setups. Right. Okay, I'm just going to give myself some space here because this is supposed to be. So it means that if you had 28 setups, 28 setups caused, you would agree that 28 setups caused the £84,000. So we can find what the overhead is per setup. So the overhead cost per setup is 84,000 divided by 28, and that's 84,000 divided by 28 is 3,000 pounds. So you have 3,000 pounds per setup. Well, okay, now they want us to focus on B. Well, let's focus on B. So you had 8. Remember, we had 8 setups for B. We had 8 setups for B. 8 setups, didn't we? And it's 3,000 per setup. So we have a total of 3,000 times 8. So the total share of this 84,000 would be 3,000 times 8, which is 24,000 pounds. 24,000 pounds, covering, if you like, the total number of units for B. So you had 24,000 pounds as the share of this setup, and you made 40,000 units of B. The question is asking, what is the cost per unit of B? Right. So if 24,000 is being shared over 40,000 units of B, that means that each unit of B must be 24,000 divided by 40,000, of course, which is 0.6. Right. So what am I saying? The first thing is you want to find what the setup is, the setup cost, the cost is per setup. Well, we know that B had 8 setups, so find the total cost that we're going to give to B, and then spread that over the total number of units. That's sort of the best way to do it. Is one of the good ways to do it. But as you do this more and more often, you probably would have just thought you could just spread the 3,000 over the 5,000 units of B, because each setup makes 5,000 units, which would give you the same thing, 3,000 over 5,000, which would be still 0.6. But doing it via totals helps you see the big picture. Okay, great stuff. So here we have quite a bit of information, and what you're doing is, of course, you've read this, of course, is seeing straight away that you're told that the machine department, this cost is driven by machine hours. So you're thinking, okay, what I need to do first of all is to find the total number of machine hours, right? So you know, first of all, that you have 8 hours here per unit. So, and this is the output. You have 6, you have 250. So let's find that. I think the first thing you want to do is find the total number of hours first. So very quickly, I'm just going to multiply these figures. So very quickly, I'm going to go 8 times 240, which is 1920. Then I'm going to do 6 times 200, which is 1200. Then I'm going to do 4 times 160, which is 640. Then I'm going to do 6 times 240, which is 1440. So these are all your hours. So all of these hours are causing this cost. Well, let's add up all the hours together so we can find out what the overhead absorption rate is. What is the overhead absorption rate? Which is the 20,800 divided by the total of these hours, isn't it? So let's do that. 1920 plus 1200 plus 640 plus 1440. And that's 5,200. This is the total number of hours. So the overhead absorption rate is the 38,000, sorry, 20,800 divided by 520. That's the overhead absorption rate, which is divided by 20,000, 5,200. 20,800 divided by 5,200 is £4. So you have £4, if you like, £4 overhead absorption rate per hour. £4 per hour. That's what we have. So I suppose if I know the total number of hours, the question is asking for totals actually, isn't it? So I'm assigning £4 every hour. These are the hours for each of these, the whole thing. So I'm just going to multiply them through. I suppose I could have done this differently, but I've just done it like that. So let me just come back here. This wants, it says calculate the total cost. I want totals, don't I? So let me just quickly do that here. Let me just do the departments. Let me just minimize this so I can see what I'm working with. No, I'm not going to be able to do that. Okay, yes, I think I can just about make it in there. Yes, so no, I can't. A second, sorry. Yes, that's 1920, isn't it? So I'm just going to multiply £4 because it wants the totals, you see. So before we so 4 times 1920, 4 times 1920, 4 times 1920 is 7,680. 4 times 1200 is 4,800. 4 times 640 is 2,560. And 4 times 1440 is 5,760. Right, so there we are. That's the first scenario. That's me splitting up, and I can just add those to confirm. 7,680 plus 4,800 plus 2,560 plus 5,760 does give you 20,800. So proof positive. You're happy. Then we're told that I think a nice one quickly to look at very quickly. It says that stores, the number of requisitions raised on the stores was 40 for each product. It just tells you for each product. So you did 40, 40, 40, 40. So really it's telling you to split this cost equally between them. It's the same, right? You did that. So as a total. So 7,200 divided by 4 is 7,200 divided by 4 is 1,800. So I can quickly put in here 1,800, 1,800, 1,800, 1,008. Sorry, no, I put that in the wrong column. Here, 1,800, 1,800, 1,800, 1,800. Okay, let's look at setups. So I'm told that for setups, we do 40. It says here, production runs are done 40. You run 40 per unit. Sorry, 40 units at a go. So if you look carefully here, you will observe, what does that mean? That means that when you're dealing with an output of 240 units and you're doing 40 as a go, that means you must have done 6 setups, because 240 divided by 40, 200 divided by 45, 160, 4, and 240 again, 6. So it's telling you that in effect you have 6 plus 6, 12 plus 9. So 21 setups. 21 setups caused this setup cost of 10,000 10,500. So I can find what the cost is per setup. That's 10,500 divided by 21. Yes, and that is 500. So it's £500 a setup. So you had 6 setups here, so that's 3,000. You had 5 setups here, that's 2,500. You had 4 setups here, that's 2,000. And you had 6 setups here, that's 3,000 again. I can actually probably make this bigger again. And now come back up here. So I'm almost done. So in terms of the total cost per direct labor, here this is the direct material cost per unit of 80. So I just need to multiply this 80 by, I just need to multiply these figures by the total output, because this question is asking for totals, isn't it? So 80 times 240, yes, just 80 times 240 is 19,200. So this is 2 and 4 zeros, 20,000. This is 16, 6, 96 with 2 zeros. And then 240 times 120 is 28,800. 160 times 60 is 9,600. Yes, so that's that. Then let's look at the direct labor. Direct labor, we see again 56 times 240. So we're just repeating ourselves again. 56 times 240 is 13,440. 440. And then we have 42 times 200, 8,400. And then you have 160 times 28, 160 times 28, that's 4,480, 4,480. And then you have 42 times 240, and you have 10,080. A bit of a long one, this one, wasn't it? 10,080. And now we add everything together. So add that all down, 19,200 plus, I'm just going to do the first one, just because of time, plus 13,440 plus 7,680 plus 3,000 plus 1,800, and that's 45,120. It's very possible that our math is wrong somewhere along the lines, but you get the gist. That's the main point. Then we now need to divide this by, of course, the total number of units that we have just made, which is 240, because it wants the cost per unit. So divide this 45120 divided by 240. Oh, and I get a good number, 188. So that's a good sign, 188 pound per unit. And then just go across and do the same. Just add through all of these, get your total, and come up and pick their output figures and just divide them by those individually, and you're there. And that, if you like, brings us to the end of activity-based costing. Cool.